Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you do not know me, my name's Joelle and I resell primarily on Poshmark, but also on eBay, Mercari, and Depop. And today I have a what's sold video for the month of June. If you've watched my past few videos, you know that I always cover Poshmark and Mercari. Then I kind of go back and forth between eBay and Depop. For this video, I'll talk about my sales from Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. eBay was not my best performing category this month, but I will be covering some thrifting failures that actually ended up selling on there, so I still consider that a win. But for Poshmark and Mercari, I will be covering my best sales of the month, my worst sales, my quickest sales, and then I have a few honorable mentions that I feel like I should share with you all for sales on Poshmark because they were just great BOLO brands. So to start things off, we are going to talk about my best sales on Poshmark, and first up we have a North Face brown puffer jacket. The North Face is a great brand to sell on Poshmark, and I ended up selling this on a one-shop offer that was sent overnight. I have automatic 20% off with discounted shipping offers sent to my likers, and this person accepted the $68 offer, so I thought that that was a great and successful sale. This was a ThredUp men's rescue box find, and for this box my cost of goods per item was $3.94, and I ended up profiting $48.74 for this jacket. Next up is another ThredUp rescue box find, and it is a pair of John Fluevog derby shoes. I got this pair of shoes in a ThredUp shoe rescue box, which I would 100% recommend you all order. I have never been truly disappointed from those boxes, but like that North Face jacket, it did sell on a 20% off offer plus discounted shipping. My cost of goods for these shoes was $5.34, and I ended up profiting $56.94. Next up was one of my most successful sales of the month, one of which was for the profit, and it was also because it was a full price sale from a guest buyer. I sold this vintage oversized t-shirt. I was very reluctant to sell this t-shirt. If you look closely, it says I survived the Autobahn, which is the highway in Germany that has no speed limit. It was honestly one of the most unique t-shirts I had ever found at a thrift store, but at Bin's prices, I knew that I could get a great sale on this shirt. I told myself that I would take no offer less than $40 just to ensure that I won't have too much regret getting rid of it. And for this shirt, I ended up profiting $38.72. Next up, we are going to go over my quickest sales on Poshmark. If you have watched my past videos, you know that I define quick sales by selling within 2 weeks or less of listing. And this is a very special quickest sales segment of my video because all 3 of my quick sales I will go over are from the same brand and were all listed within the same day. So spoiler alert, that brand is TravisMathew, which was a new to me brand. I received all 3 of these items in the same ThredUp men's rescue box. And the first sale that we will talk about was this TravisMathew Big Bend hat. This hat was new with tags, and my favorite thing is that on the tag it had all of the information of the item. So I was able to look it up really easily on Google and get a good title and description for my listing. I had this listed for $35, which is a little bit on the higher side, and I actually received a $25 offer within just 3 hours of listing. Some might see that as a not so reasonable offer, but I was just so glad to see it listed so quick. Hats are super easy to photograph, so there really wasn't a lot of effort put into this listing, so I thought that getting that quick cash would be worth it. In this box, my cost of goods per item was $3.55, so for this hat, I profited a quick $16.45. This next sale was a TravisMathew golf jacket, and it sold on a $48 offer plus discounted shipping sent by me. And I want to note real quick that this is the only time that I've answered a buyer's question about measurements and they actually ended up buying the item. There's definitely times where I don't really want to give people's measurements or just ignore the comments. I don't know if a lot of people agree with that, but it's just really frustrating to constantly send people measurements and put that effort in and really just see no return from it. I almost didn't respond to this person's comment, but I'm glad I did because the buyer ended up purchasing the next morning after I had sent the measurements. So like I said, I listed all of my TravisMathew items on the same day. This ended up selling the morning after I had listed, and I profited $33.13 on this golf jacket. My final quick sale on Poshmark is yet another TravisMathew golf jacket. This jacket sold about 3 days after I had listed all of those TravisMathew items. I received 4 items in the box, so I still have 1 piece that hasn't sold yet, but it sold on a $40 offer sent from the buyer. I can't remember if I had it listed for $50 or $60, but I was just on a Travis Matthew kick. And knowing that I had made so much profit from this box already, I just really felt like accepting that offer. So for this jacket, I profited a quick $28.45. Now next up, we will talk about those Poshmark honorable mention sales that I decided to include in this month's video, and then we will get into Mercari and eBay. But for these honorable mentions, I have a few BOLO brands and categories to share, along with some full price sales that I made. So first up, these 2 sales happened within about a week of each other, and they go hand in hand. Both of them came from the same ThredUp rescue box, and both of them are Carson Wentz football jerseys. The black jersey was new with tags. The green jersey was in pretty excellent used condition. Both of them sold on $30 offers sent from the buyer. One was just an offer that was sent before I got the chance to, and then another one was a counter offer. But I ended up profiting $20.06 on each of these jerseys, and there must have been something in the water where a lot of people were looking for Carson Wentz jerseys, so I guess I have him to thank for these sales. The next sale I'll go over was a pair of Vionic clogs. The style name was Casey, and not only are these kind of chunky platform clogs trending, Vionic is also a great BOLO brand. So these shoes were new without tags, and I purchased them from Plato's Closet for $8, which is a little on the higher side for me, but I do enjoy sourcing from Plato's Closet because you can find a lot of brands, and you're more likely to find more trending styles than you would at a thrift store. But for these clogs, I ended up profiting $28 total. All right, my final 3 sales that we'll go over are all full price sales. First up, we have this vintage denim vest. If there's one thing I have learned about selling vintage items, is that unique items will always sell. This was a vest that I wore for some type of themed party when I was like 12 years old. It had been sitting in my closet ever since, but whenever I did see it, I knew that that could be a great sale. So I listed this for $30. It ended up selling full price, and because my cost of goods was $0, I ended up profiting $24. Next up was kind of a shocking full price sale, and it was this new with tags Ralph Lauren polo. What I mean by shocking is that Ralph Lauren is a brand that you could find at stores like TJ Maxx or Marshall's at a really discounted price. So it was just really exciting to know that someone was looking to spend $30 for it, especially because not only did it have the original Ralph Lauren tags attached to it, it also had a TJ Maxx tag on it for $24.99, which I did cut off before selling. So for that polo, I made a quick $20.45. Finally, we have a sale that actually just happened before I started recording this video. I sold this Victoria's Secret push-up bra for $20. Like that vintage vest, my cost of goods for this bra was $0, so I ended up profiting $16 for it. All right, now that we've gone over Poshmark, we're going to get into Mercari. Mercari was okay for me this month. I've definitely had better months, but I was able to sell some items that wouldn't necessarily sell as well or as quick on Poshmark. So first up, I sold a bundle of 3 Dr. Seuss books. If I remember correctly, the Lorax was in there, maybe Horton Hears a Who, and then one other that I cannot remember, but I will put the picture up for you all to see. I actually found these books in my closet before I moved into this apartment. I got a huge box of them for free at an old job, so I figured why not list them? There really wouldn't be any harm, and books for me are super easy to photograph. I want to say I had these listed for $20, maybe $25 at the most. I got an $18 offer, which I thought was really reasonable, especially with my no cost of goods, and I ended up profiting $15.38. This next sale is considered a best sale not because of the profit, but because like those Dr. Seuss books, this was an item that was just sitting around my parents' house when I lived there, so I figured why not just list it. But I sold this new in packaging Expendables triple feature pack for a full price sale of $9. Like I said, this is not a best sale because of the profit. I ended up profiting just $7.54, but Mercari heavily advertises that you have so many things sitting around your house that you could just list on Mercari and sell, and this was definitely a prime example of that. So if you want to sell on Mercari, or if you're wanting to get more sales, I would recommend just doing a little sweep through your home and see if there's anything that you don't use. Home goods sell really good on Mercari, along with electronics. And of course, there are so many other categories that you could sell. But now we will go over quickest sales on Mercari. And this first one was also a pretty good profit sale, and it was a Lily Pulitzer tube top. So this was a Plato's Closet clearance find that I purchased for $2.50. I had it listed on Poshmark and Mercari. It got a lot of attention on Mercari within the first couple days of listing, and it ended up selling on a $26 offer sent by the buyer just 3 days after listing it. So for this tube top, I ended up profiting $19.85. My next and final quickest sale on Mercari was this Eddie Bauer denim dress. This dress did have a flaw. It was missing a button at the hem, and so I did discount it because of that. I had it listed for $20 on Mercari, and I received a $16 offer, which I thought was really reasonable because my default offer that I send to likers on Mercari and Poshmark is 20%. So I figured if I'm willing to send out a $16 offer, I should also be willing to accept one. This was a ThredUp denim rescue box find. I got 50 pounds of denim and got a ton of new inventory. My cost of goods was $1.08. It sold within 12 days of listing, and I ended up profiting $12.56. All right, now we're on to the dreaded eBay. If you have watched my videos in the past, you know that I used to just never sell on eBay. I had this irrational fear of scammers, but I finally got over it a couple months ago, and my first month of selling on eBay was definitely my most successful. I will admit I have been lacking in the eBay department, and I have not been listing as much as I should be. So I don't have any best or quickest sales to share with you all, but I do have 2 quick sales to share. I didn't even calculate my profits, but these were 2 items that had been listed in my Poshmark closet pretty much from the start of me becoming a reseller. One was from my personal closet and one was a thrifting failure. But just to see them sell on eBay after getting hardly any attention on Poshmark was a great feeling. So first up, I have this Banana Republic tank top. I don't even know why I purchased this at a thrift store. It was a size extra small. Tank tops do not sell well for me, and I paid $4 for it. So whatever was going through my head, I do not know. But this was a full price sale for $9. So I do not know what my exact profits were. Like I said, I didn't even calculate them for this. I just wanted to show you all that cross-listing can work wonders. I do know that I profited off of the item. I'm assuming that I made around $2 to $3 for it because eBay's fees are not as high as Poshmark's. But overall, I was just so happy to see that top go to another home. Now, my final eBay sale to go over was this Activate black skirt, and this was a $20 listing and it sold on a $10 offer. I have 2 reasons as to why I accepted a 50% off offer on this item. The first one is that it had been listed in my Poshmark closet, like I said, since I had first become a reseller. And my second reason is that this was from my personal closet, and so my cost of goods were $0. So I knew that really any sale above like $2 would make me a profit. So even though I did not calculate my exact profits on these items, I think I made around $7 to $8 for the skirt, which I consider a win because had I taken it to Plato's Closet, I would have only got $2 or $3 for it. But now we have gone over my Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari sales for the month of June. Poshmark was definitely a successful platform for me. It's always my best performing platform, but this month was one of my most successful months of 2022. And if you watched my What Sold for May video, you know that I made a lot of bread and butter sales that month. But this month I ended up making a lot more high profit sales, which was a great feeling. And if you want to see more reseller content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. If you're new to this channel, I make a monthly What Sold video, and I also do thrift hauls, general tips and tricks for reselling online, Plato's Closet videos, and ThredUp rescue box videos. So I hope you all enjoyed looking at my sales and got good insights on what's selling right now. But now that we're at the end of the video, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you for the next video.